Metro Vancouver's real estate market is taking off again, so is the federal government planning to do anything to cool it off? Are there foreclosures in the forecast next year? If our economy heats up and mortgage rates start climbing, the feds do have a plan to cool things off. And Deb is here tonight with more in NewsHour Insight. Deb?
Yes, Chris, financial analysts have been warning that home buyers who've taken advantage of the rock-bottom mortgage rates could be in for a rude awakening next year because rates really have nowhere to go but up. And today the federal government was making noises about tightening up on mortgages and down payments to prevent people from biting off more than they can chew.
How quickly the housing market in Canada has rebounded. Too quickly, if you were to ask our federal finance minister. In some neighborhoods, bidding wars are back as home buyers take advantage of the lowest interest rates since the Korean War. Homeowners and speculators know profits made in the housing market can be tax-free.
Our principal residences in this country, our capital gains on them are tax exempt, which is a major tax bonus for Canadians. So we can expect some upward pressure on housing.
The average price of a home in Canada has climbed 19% from January this year, leading some economists to say they see a housing bubble in the making, one driven by speculators. Ottawa is also concerned that Canadians, about 10% of them, are going too far in the red by taking on debt they soon may not be able to afford. Here are the hard numbers if you were carrying a $400,000 mortgage amortized over 25 years. At today's floating rate of 2.25%, the monthly payment is $1,742. Double that rate to 4.5%, still historically low, and your monthly payment jumps by almost $500. At 6%, it leaps to $2,559, and at 8%, a rate not inconceivable, your payment has almost doubled to more than $3,000 every month.
That's okay as long as it doesn't become a bubble, and we're watching that. CMHC lends on insured mortgages, high-ratio mortgages, and we're watching the degree to which that is used. If we have to, we'll do what we did last year and limit the rate of amortization further than we already did and require higher down payments.
That's something one economist believes Flaherty should not be doing.
I'm not sure he really should at any point, quite frankly. To some extent, the market takes care of these adjustments quite naturally. Housing prices rise, the economy improves, mortgage rates rise, and all of that contributes to some squeezing off of home buyers.
Increasing a minimum down payment from 5 to 10% or shortening an amortization period may work in the rest of Canada, but not in BC. We already have the least affordable real estate in the country, and those measures would hit harder here than in other provinces, potentially shutting down a construction industry that is just starting to show signs of recovery.
Now, here's a closer look at what financial analysts are worried about and the potential dangers of tougher mortgage rules. A recent Scotiabank report estimated that 18% of Canadian mortgages are for terms longer than 25 years, and 10% are amortized over 35 or 40 years. But if Ottawa does tighten the rules, analysts are worried about the effect on the economy, as Ted mentioned. A CIBC economist says that could shut down 25% of the housing market. And because housing is one of the only things that's booming in today's economy, there are concerns that it could hurt the fragile economic recovery. And Chris, that's tonight's Insight.
A lot of things to think about. All right, thanks very much, Deb.